Greetings and welcome. How are we all feeling at the moment? Today's topic is on repairing relationships. And this is something that a lot of us don't do. And that's how we fall into toxic cycles, is because we're not prepared to change ourselves personally to better the relationship. And the sad thing is, we just give up. When things don't go according to plan or things don't work out well, then we just write off that person. And a lot of us do this because of insecurity or fear or abandonment issues. And it can actually be very, very difficult, especially if you have trust issues or if loyalty has been a problem in your past. And repairing relationships starts with the first step, which is taking accountability for yourself, your reactions, every conflict, your emotions, what you say, what you do. It's so important and so imperative that both parties take accountability. And that's the first thing you do after conflict, when you're ready to discuss the issue. Both of you first take accountability for the way that you reacted, you responded, what you said or did. And that's how we heal, is by admitting and accepting that we were wrong or that we were hurtful. And that's how we grow, let go, and move on. Remember that repairing relationships has a lot to do with self-management. If you at home and your partner comes home from a long day at work and he's a bit irritated or she's a bit irritated and annoyed, and they just start yelling at you, or they just completely just lose it because you said one thing that may have triggered them that you didn't realize, and that's when you lose control of your emotions, and that's how you break relationships. And that's why it's important to discuss what you're feeling in the moment and say, listen, I just need some space. But it's never okay to be overly emotional towards someone who has not hurt you. We get triggered, we get annoyed, we get frustrated, things build up, it's chaotic, it's a mess, but it doesn't help fighting with your loved one over it, especially if they have had nothing to do with the fight. Even if they triggered you, it was probably not their intention. And self-management brings me to self-control. Now, self-control is when you are already worked up, you are already angry, or you are already upset, but you don't project that onto your external world. You don't throw things, you don't yell at people, it's not an outwardly thing. And to gain more self-control is by doing distraction techniques, hobbies, and trying to just get a better gauge on your emotions and how you think throughout the day. And one thing that is the major destructor of a relationship is breaking trust. Now, it depends on in what way the trust was broken. But if you think about it for a while and you think you can move on from it, and you think, yeah, they broke my trust, but I love them and we can work on it, that's fine. And if you decide, no, it was too horrible, what they did was very bad, then you can leave the relationship. But if you really want to repair a relationship, it's so important to re-establish trust to make sure that you can trust each other. And trust takes a long time to build up, and it's broken within seconds. So it's going to be a lengthy process if you are reestablishing trust, but if the relationship is worth it, then I encourage you to do so. But if it's not worth it and the pain was too intense, let it go. And when you are in a relationship, sometimes we disconnect, we don't communicate properly, and we just sort of hear the other person while we're busy in our minds or busy with something in the kitchen. And it's important that when you have someone in your life that you truly love, that you absolutely adore the relationship, it's important to practice good and open communication, to be open about what is going on in your mind or in your perspective or in your world at the moment, and active listening. A lot of us hear just to respond, or we hear just for the sake of, oh, I heard you. But active listening is sitting down with the person, being open, not saying a word, but paying attention, not to just what is being said, but what is not being said, what else is being communicated. So communication is extremely important in relationships. And if you want to repair your relationship, I urge you to start with your communication and your active listening, because that's how we understand each other. That's how we learn about each other. That's how we get a sense of what's going on in that person's world. And then one of the first steps after accountability is damage control. To fix as much of it as you can and do the best you can to fix it. And then focus on restoration of the bond and focus on what you connected on before the conflict or before the trust was broken, and try to reconnect on things. As I said, fix your communication, but your damage control is going to be part of your communication and active listening. So remember your damage control and doing what you can to restore the bond as much as possible. And then a lot of people don't realize this, but actions versus words. We can say we're sorry, we can say that we'll change, we can say that we'll never do it again, but if actions don't back it up, then we don't become reliable for the other person in the relationship. They don't trust us as much. They don't believe that we will change because we haven't shown them. Actions are more important than what you said. Yes, it's important to say that you're sorry, but it's also important to show that you are sorry. Actions must always back up words. Otherwise, you're just showing that person that you don't care about them and that you don't respect them because you're not willing to fix an issue in the relationship. Actions versus words. And then really start focusing on understanding the other person's model of the world, how they think, what their beliefs are, what they deem as true, their experiences, their past, their traumas, their personality, their characteristics, their strengths and weaknesses. It's very important that you make an effort to understand where this person's consciousness is, where are they operating from, and how they are currently thinking. Remember, it's also about how you approach it. If you approach your partner and say, yeah, I just wanted to say I'm sorry, okay, then they're not going to believe you're sorry. They're just going to believe that you don't care about them. But if you approach it in this way and say, listen, I just want to tell you, I'm really sorry, hey, then it's different. It's all about how you approach each other, how you answer each other, how you speak to each other. That's going to make a massive difference. Remember what's important and why the relationship is significant. If you focus on what brought you together and why the bond is so strong and why you're so inseparable, relationships can get tough, life gets tough, and sometimes we struggle to hold on to each other. But in those times, just remember what that person means to you. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that stunning person. Stay strong wherever you're from. You are worthy.